CapCan Knows, the official podcast of the Capital Area College Access Network. We are excited to engage the community in conversations about college access. I'm your host, Jack Felinski, an AmeriCorps Vista serving with CapCan. Joining me today is Dominic Violetta, fellow Vista and college advisor at the Wilson Talent Center, and our guest, Marisa, one of our 2022 college ambassadors. Let's get started. First of all, thank you so much for being with us here today, Marisa.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we usually begin with a personal story from our guests about who encouraged them to go to college or continue their education beyond high school, but you're still in school. So who's currently encouraging you to pursue a post-secondary education, and what are your thoughts about doing so?
I'd say Mr. Violetta, one. My mom definitely, because she went to college. She didn't finish college because she had kids, but that also made me really want to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like school, unlike most kids.
Yeah,
So I'm okay with expanding and keep going. And definitely my chefs
for sure.
at Wilson Talent Center, because they're the reason I found out that I wanted to go into what I want to go into.
Awesome.
Can I do a quick follow-up question?
Yeah.
So you're in the culinary program at the Wilson Talent Center.
Yes.
And you're interested in something sort of culinary adjacent for college, right? So what do you want to study in college?
I want to study, the school I'm going to has hotel management, which goes into hospitality management, which is what I want to get into, because I'm very much like an organized person, and I do like managing and taking charge. And there was only we're more culinary arts. We don't get too much into hospitality, but we do learn about it.
There is the food truck, which y'all do.
Yes, and that had a really big part on it, because you take a lot of control, it's a lot of teamwork, and without that organization in the food truck, we wouldn't have it. We have to have it.
There's just so the audience knows, there's like a building run food truck we have that students get to work out of, and they can serve other students, cater events, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's a really good opportunity for y'all, I think.
Yes. And the food they make is really, really, really yummy.
I steal a lot of food from their class. I'm sorry. Anyways, so you were part of the CapCan summer program. Can you talk about what you learned through that and how that may have helped you?
That helped me figure out the kind of college I wanted to go to, because I'd never seen a private, and I knew that I was interested in playing sports. I also didn't know college had so many clubs.
Mm-hmm.
That was huge to me, because I'm very much into extracurriculars. and I play soccer. So I knew going to a D1 school, it's always an option, but I wasn't sure if it would be my option, because soccer is such a big deal and that's just really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that there's so many other options, I can still play soccer. And without CapCan, I wouldn't have been able to figure that out. And I also figured out that private was not for me, at all. Even with scholarships, I wouldn't have been able to afford it with just the life that I live. And on top of it, I like the idea of small, because I was raised in a very small town.
Yeah.
It's crazy small, but I want to be able to expand my horizons.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. And talking about, are you interested in, are you doing soccer D1 there? Or are you interested in doing club soccer? Or?
I plan on doing intermediate, because you have to try out for the club team.
Okay.
So I plan on trying out. We'll see.
Nice.
Might as well.
Yeah, that's how I used to play baseball in high school, and I went to MSU, and I didn't realize MSU had a club baseball team, and I tried out for that, and it wasn't in the cards for me, but just knowing that was an option is really cool.
The clubs at these schools are so much fun too. We went to Michigan State, both of us, and there are so many clubs that you could have done, because how many were you in, or were you?
I was in, I'd say at least 2 or 3.
No, same. It's a great way to meet people your freshman year. It's a great way to explore stuff, and they also have leadership elections, and it's a great way to leadership opportunities in college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I figured out that the Eastern has a thrifting club.
That would be really fun. That would be really fun.
Cool. Do you have any specific stories that you'd like to share about your time during the College Ambassador program? What were the college visits and workshops like?
One individual story that I have was going to West Campus of Lansing Community College, where we did the hands-on welding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, were you weirdly good at that?
I was very good at it.
That sounds fascinating.
That I got like second, I think. And Joseph in automotive, he did really good too.
Yeah.
And he got like first, I think. And that was crazy to me. And I'd never done anything hands-on like that before. So that was fun. And none of the other colleges had anything crazy hands-on like that. So that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one, and I also really like just walking through Olivet.
Mm-hmm.
Olivet, just walking through, and it happened to be a really nice day
Yeah.
when we went, so just walking through all that was nice.
That was beautiful.
It was a really pretty day.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a nice campus, right? It's like pretty, very self-contained, and people are very friendly there too.
Mhm.
Like everybody
Yeah.
knows everybody.
Our tour guide, he was super nice too.
Yeah, he's a great guy. So, the next question is, how did being in the program help you decide on a college or university to go to? And can you talk about the college decision process look like for you? Because you're going to a college we didn't visit, but you've done a lot of extra stuff to sort of explore that. So maybe talk about that a bit too.
Okay. Like I said, it definitely made me notice that private wasn't a big thing for me, but I definitely was never thinking T1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To clarify, that's where I'm going, and it was never like a huge thing to me. I knew I wanted to go to a bigger school, but I had heard from family members about Eastern, and I'd heard about their hotel management program, and I actually knew people who graduated out of their hotel management program, and they highly recommended it,
Mhm.
and they really enjoyed it. So, and that was right through my alley, and
Yeah.
so that was the first school that I applied to, and the applying process for me was really easy. It was pretty much very straightforward. It was just like, if you have it all there, and especially I'm big on writing stuff down, so any information that I knew I wouldn't have on me, I always had written down.
You are super organized.
Yeah, I had it written down on my phone, so it would automatically just go into it, and
Nice.
that made it way easier.
Did you have to go through the Common App because you're going to Eastern, right? Does
Yeah.
Eastern do the Common App or?
They do, and I did use the Common App, but I don't think I ended up applying through the Common App.
Got you.
I had the Common App because I applied to 7 or 8 schools.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried using it for all of them, but some of them I individually went back and applied just through the website.
Yep.
But Common App made it really easy. And it also, if I didn't end up applying through Common App, it pretty much gave me the same exact questions that I was going to have. So it gave me like a heads up to prepare for when I do apply.
Yeah.
So you did apply to a large number of schools. You applied to like 9, if I remember right. It was
Yeah, it was like 8.
And so that was like you applied right at the beginning of the year too, like just
Immediately
right away.
as they went out, because I wanted early.
Which I think is better, and I know you agree on that.
Yes, it was very nice because I had friends. I mean, U of M is way bigger and stuff, but them waiting for U of M was crazy. They didn't hear, and I'm pretty sure I already made my decision for Eastern, and they had not even heard from their college, and I was like, mentally that would not have been good for me. The stress.
I feel that.
For sure. So did it come down to a point where you were deciding between a couple different schools, or were you like Eastern, I'm going to Eastern?
It was pretty much like Eastern for sure, but in the back of my head, MSU was always there.
Yeah.
But Eastern just realistically gave me a more affordable option, and it also gave me some more distance. Like MSU is like 30 to 40 minutes away from me, but Eastern's like an hour the other way.
Yeah.
So even that little difference was also a big push for me. And my mom also pushed for Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, a lot of my family went to MSU, so that was a big like maybe,
Yeah.
but it also didn't fit me, and maybe I should have toured again. I don't know, because the tour was awesome.
Oh, they did a great
They
job.
did awesome.
Yeah.
But
Well, we got to see the big particle accelerator. I don't think like, that wasn't
Yes.
really my thing, but I was just like, this is so cool.
it was just cool being there. That was definitely not my thing at all, but it was amazing. But yeah, those were my top two. And some colleges were up there until it would have been harder to like design a program and stuff. Because a lot of the colleges, they had other opportunities for me. They were like, we can design a program for you. All of that. They explained that to me because I talked to someone there. They were like, we design a program for you, but Eastern had what I wanted.
Gotcha.
And that made it easier.
Awesome. Yeah. And when you're talking about distance too, I totally understand what you mean by this. I'm from Howell, right? And so going to Michigan State, you have some distance. You're about like 45 minutes, an hour away, but also you're close enough to where if you do want to go home, you can. So it kind of best of both worlds in that situation. So definitely understand.
So this is going to kind of lead into the next one. What tips and tricks do you have for students when it comes to deciding on a college or a university? I just want to preface this with saying you've been super proactive about stuff. You've done a bunch of tours independently. You've talked to a bunch of admissions officers and kind of set up meetings with people. So maybe kind of talk a bit through that process for you and what you think was beneficial to that, as well as like what students might want to do. Because again, you were very organized and very intentional about what you did.
I'll definitely say Cap Camp was a huge part of that because it gave my parents more of a reason for me to go take these tours because they would say, they'd be like, yeah, we'll take a tour, but it was just saying it. It took a lot to even go on our own to take tours. So taking Cap Can and going out and seeing them for my own, even without my parents, that was a really big deal for me. And I think a big tip that I have is like everyone really cares about what their family thinks. I think you should take a step back and think about what you want because I have friends still now having struggles with what their family is going to think, especially like I understand if they're helping you pay for college, but if you're paying for yourself, it's your future. Like, might as well keep it in your own hands. Like, because college, it'll be your next 4 to 5 years, maybe even more. It's a huge deal, and I believe that family should have a big say, but it's also your choice. So don't let them make the choice for you.
For sure, yeah.
And pro tips, I would have write down most of your information as soon as possible because for scholarships, I got to the first one, I can't remember what I was applying for, but it started asking me for my freshman classes, and I have not taken like actual school in 2 years because of Wilson, which like this is school, but like actual high school classes. And I had to go through 3 people to remember what my actual classes were. Like it took finding like my best friend to her brother to be like, you're a freshman right now, what are you taking? And like that would be my biggest thing is write down as much information, and when you do go on tours or if you're thinking about it, immediately go. If you have any question, it finalizes it. Taking that Eastern tour finalized my decision. And in those other tours that we went on over summer, that helped so much. All that with the private, and I'm trying to think of what else went. MSU,
LCC,
Davenport. Davenport was a big one for me too, because of the business school and how small it was. I really questioned it, but they didn't have my program, and I also really wanted the dorm life, and it was even farther. So, but I would definitely say research.
Yeah, for sure.
Thing.
Agree with that one.
And we've talked about it on previous podcasts, but just getting an overall sense of a school, it really comes down to, do you see yourself there? And one of the best ways to do that is by visiting it, right? You get a sense of the vibe there, you get a sense of like you were saying, you're going to spend the next 2, 4, 5 years there, right? And so, can you see yourself being there for that amount of time?
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to like figure out what the vibe is unless you actually go there. You can't read about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah, but you know it when you're there. It's like you're on the campus and it's just immediately like, yeah, I like this,
Mhm.
or not my thing. And that doesn't mean it's a good or a bad college necessarily. It just means it's
That you.
exactly.
For sure. Yeah. So we kind of touched on this earlier, but you're in a very specific program at the Wilson Talent Center. Can you talk about what you do, and then how you plan on continuing that when you go to college?
Okay. In culinary, it is a first year, it's all book work, and you learn what you're going to do pretty much following up. As a second year now, it is just straight cooking. We have a catering business, so we cater lunches a lot here,
Mhm,
probably
mhm.
like once, twice a week.
Yeah.
And I think that it's taught me a lot about teamwork, management skills, and what things I have to get done, especially since I take an online class as well as being here. To be here, I have to take an online class.
Mhm.
So it teaches me how to manage my time well while I'm here because I know that I have to do an online class at some point while I'm here.
Yeah.
So
Just sorry. You are an all-day student.
yes,
Most students here only are here for only part of the day, but you are one of the sort of
random all days.
yes.
Yes, I don't go to normal high school. I just go here. I still have high school opportunities. Like I still play soccer and everything, and I still do clubs. Just I'm here all the time. And I'm gonna pass on culinary because it's a life skill. Cooking is such a big
Yeah.
thing, and I was raised in a very useful kitchen.
Yeah.
My mom cooks all the time, cooks every night, and so does my dad.
Yeah.
And I plan on cooking in college because I know at where I'm going we have like kitchens in between. our
You're going to be the
dorms.
most popular kid. I swear to God.
But the big thing is I don't cook, I bake. I'm not a big cook at all. So I'll definitely be baking a lot because it's just something I know college would be stressful, but it relieves so much stress for me. It's
Yeah.
just something fun. I take my time, I enjoy it. And that's like half the reason why I didn't do like the baking competition. I don't want to lose that stress.
Yeah.
Like there's no point in making it a stress for me. It's just so much fun to just do. And that's how I plan on carrying it over.
She's a really good baker. Everyone, like really good.
Yeah. Well, you made those sugar cookies, the FAFSA black sugar cookies.
Yes. But I make cupcakes and
Yeah, cupcakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I make cupcakes and I help the chefs make those cookies.
Mhm.
Those cupcakes were really good. Like they were really good.
I saw pictures of them. God, bring me one.
No, they're all mine.
But also your gingerbread house too. Your gingerbread house was awesome.
It was
It got seen by the owner of Zender's.
yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy because our chefs they posted it to their Facebook and he reached out and was like, that greenhouse one, that one is really good. And he thanked them for us.
So please post this
Yeah.
in addition to the video. But you and another student made a greenhouse that was it had see-through. It was using like
Yes.
sugar glass, I think, right?
Yes, it was gelatin sheets.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yes, it was a gingerbread house greenhouse where we made an entire Christmas tree setup on the inside that you could see into because it was all edible.
Yeah.
Did you win the competition?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I was pretty sure when I was trying to like reach back for that one.
Yes.
But your class is really cool because you basically, especially second years, get to run a small business almost out of the classroom. Like
Yes.
you have catering obligations that you do all the time, both here and outside of the building. You have a food truck you run. It's
Food truck is my most favorite. It is like running a business though, because by the end of food truck season, now I miss it, but by the end of it, all of us were like, thank God it's winter because we don't do the food truck in the winter. But it's a whole week ordeal, and we're not used to that. Like, because I know we have to have it at least 2 more times this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a whole week ordeal, and we have to make the menu the first day, plan the food so it lasts all week, and then make more afterwards because it depends on how many people that come the first day. It's all numbers, and we are running a full business right there, and it's crazy.
It's such a cool opportunity for students. I think, and for me, because I get to buy food from students and support them.
Yeah.
And buy food. We've talked about this before, but like, what are your dreams in like 10 years? Where do you want to be, and how do you see college taking you there?
I plan on maybe owning a hotel or at least managing one because I don't know if I want to own one yet because I have to see how it goes. But a dream would definitely be to manage a hotel and being able to travel because a lot of people that I do know who manage hotels and have a big part in hotels, they have traveled everywhere, Europe, everywhere. And I would love to do that because that is just like such a big deal to me because growing up I didn't travel at all. I have a big family, so it's just not in the picture. And also just me personally. And ever since I did like my first trip in 8th grade, it's been the future.
Yeah.
I love to travel, and I think that's a big part of why I chose my hotel management is because I know that will be the way to take me there.
For sure.
Yeah. You should do a study abroad in college too, for sure. Yeah, we've talked about it.
Yes.
You need to study abroad for sure.
Yes.
It's really fun.
So how has having a college advisor like Mr. Violetta helped you prepare for college?
It's awesome, especially since Mr. Violet is like one of the only teachers who will like go out of their way to come down and see us. Because like I said, very cut off. And it's really nice to have that, and Mr. Violet is more like a friend than a teacher, especially since he gets to come eat our food. We will go out of our way to bring him food, and I also like seeing his reaction to our food and my baked goods. But
I do actually help them with college. I don't just steal food.
Yes.
I don't just steal food.
But yeah, college-wise, it's really nice because, especially for me, I don't go to my homeschool enough to talk to my homeschool advisor. So pretty much, it is just Mr. Violet. Mr. McCool's awesome.
Yeah.
But he helped me a lot with the Common App at first because I knew I had to get the essay and stuff. He's looked over a lot of my essays for scholarships and stuff. That was a lot of help. He just helped me through pretty much every little stuff. Anytime I had like one question, I just like come down the hallway with my friend Lily because just in case she needs the question too.
For sure.
And I will just be like this. And if he's not there, there's other ladies in there too. They'll answer for me. But every little step, anytime I have a question, I'll just email them. And you answer your emails. Thank you. And that's a big thing for me too. It's just the communication, because that's just very important for me, being able to communicate to like our advisors, our teachers. If you can't have that strong connection, you can't get the help that you need.
Sure.
And I'm able to have that with Mr. Violet.
Thank you for lying for me. Got that out of the interview. So the big thing that we're really excited about is Marissa just got into the Honors College at Eastern too, which is I'm very happy about. Yeah. Yes, we filled the application and you've been accepted. Of course, you got accepted.
Yes.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
I gotta brag about.
For sure. So it seems like we're coming to an end to the interview. So I have one last question. At the end of every Capcan Knows interview, we do a thing where you state your name and what you know. So I ask you, Marisa, who are you, and what do you know?
I'm Marissa, and I am 18 and actually know what I want to do with my life. That's a big deal. I know a lot of people don't know. People older than me still don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a big deal that I have a plan.
Yeah, when I was in your spot, I didn't know where I wanted to be, so congratulations.
I didn't know a year ago.
You're a good sport.
For sure. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I want to thank you for Marissa for coming on the podcast to chat with Capcan.
Thank you.
Of course. For more info on Capcan, please be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or visit our website at capcan.org. Thank you all for listening to us today, and we will see you again soon.